All right. Scheduling notes for this week. And last week was the first week of scheduling for this month's allocations. And so we're going to get into the second week of allocations and what's going on this week if your order is still unscheduled. And let me find my, here we go. There it is. All right. Let's go through the order guide notes and everything so everybody knows what we're talking about. So in this video here, we're talking about or I should say the segment or the video if you're watching that on scheduling is that this is about scheduling your order. So if you put a custom order in, that's called a retail order. You put that into the dealership, that's considered a retail order, customer placed order. But other orders that can be put in are stock orders. Those are orders that the dealer puts in for stock or lot inventory. And both of those orders are put into the order bank, which is where a dealer places those stock and retail orders. Now, the priority code, that is a priority given to an order on a retail order, can be anywhere from a 03 to 19, whereas on a stock order, it can be anywhere from a 20 to an 80. Usually when Ford puts in those stock orders for the dealer, they'll put them in as 80. Dealers can then prioritize the ones that they put in and customize and edit those orders and then move them to a 20 if they like. And then scheduling, that is when Ford schedules an order for production dates in the future months. And that is what we're talking about today in this video is what are they going to be scheduling for this week? And they usually schedule on Thursdays for production dates in the future. So they're going to schedule your order for a production date, usually scheduled to the week. And then as they get closer, they'll schedule it to the day. Allocations. Ford gives dealers allocations to schedule their orders. A dealer needs an allocation to schedule an order in the order bank. Just because an order's in there does not mean that it'll get scheduled for a production date. A dealer earns those allocations from their sales for each model within their region. So if a dealer takes more orders than what they normally get allocations for, it may take more than 1 month to get them scheduled. So that's why it's always good to know how, how many orders you have or your order is at that dealer. Constraints, those are options that may be in short supply or take longer to build. And capacity, that's the planned production rate of a given motor, trim, or option. And then job 1 and 2, they will split the production into 2 job runs, a job 1 and a job 2. Some features may not be ready for job 1, so they're then brought into the ordering system into production in what they call job 2. Like sometimes that's about 6 months into the model year. Sometimes it's only a month or 2, like on the Maverick. And their job 2 is actually going to start in November, so it's only a couple months later. And then balance out. That's the end of production or balance out of that they can produce a certain option, model, color, maybe something like that. All right. There's all that information. All right. So let's get to talking about scheduling for the 24 model year Mustang. Now they did say in there, it was really a little note there. It said that there's 586 unscheduled retail orders minus or less GT. So I think that means there's 586 unscheduled EcoBoost orders. Looks like to me they're not going to be scheduling too many GTs the rest of the model year. They're almost done. This, I think, is the last month they're scheduling for 24 model year. Now, the order banks are open up for the 25 model year. They are closed for the 24 model year. They are scheduled this week for production dates in October. It says dealers with open allocation for Dark Horse should consider amending their orders to the 6-speed manual transmission or the manual transmission or the 10-speed transmission, it says. So there you go. It says to increase the chances. Oh, wait a minute. Let me read that again. Dealers with open allocation for Dark Horse should consider amending their orders from 44E, which is the 6-speed manual, to 44U, which is a 10-speed automatic. They actually have manual in there twice, so it confused me a little bit to get those scheduled. So there you go. All right. Key dates, it says COVP approval. Orders need to be still submitted into COVP on those 25 model year orders. And the 24 orders, if you got them in at the very end there, they still need to be COVP. Deadline for that is the 26th. I think yesterday was the last day you could submit a 24 model year order for a Mustang. All right. Spec changes. Yeah, and then dealers have until May 5th to put any stock orders in for 24 model year or make any changes to those orders. Limited availability for the Dark Horse engine, also for the Mustang Night Pony package, the black painted roof, the 6-speed manual transmission on the Dark Horse, as well as the 235/50 ZR18 all-season tire. And then exhausted availability for the 5.0 liter GTs, basically, and also exhaust available on the 19 by 8.5 inch ebony black painted aluminum wheel. So it sounds like probably if you have like a GT Performance package, well, actually GTs are struggling right now. So, well, there you go. Anyway, they are trying to finish out the rest of the model year. So, all right. Next up is a 25 model year Escape. Currently 73 unscheduled retail orders in the order bank for 25 model year. The order banks are open up, and they are not scheduling this week. So they did schedule a bunch last week, but not scheduled this week. That's all I have for that. 24 model year Bronco Sport. There's currently only 59 unscheduled retail orders in the order bank. The order banks are for the 24 model year are closed, except for stock. The dealer can still put a stock order in if they need to. They go till 9/5. The 25 model year order banks open up Monday, the 26th. Keep in mind, it probably won't be first thing in the morning. It'll probably be later in the afternoon. They are scheduled this week for 24 model year for the month of October. And there you go. That's all I have on that. Do production outside. Limit availability for the 1.5 liter EcoBoost, the 17-inch carbonized gray painted aluminum wheel, which is standard on the Badlands. Also, the 225/65 R17 all season, which is standard on the Big Ben. Also, that's the tire that we see on the Maverick. Sorry about that. Also, limit availability on the 18-inch machine face aluminum ebony black painted wheel. That is the one that's optional on the Big Ben as part of that black the black appearance package, I believe. And the exhaust availability for the 18-inch machine face aluminum ebony black painted wheel, and then the 17-inch Oxford white painted aluminum wheel. That's on the Heritage Edition. And then they are balanced out on the black appearance package. That's optional on the Big Ben series only. So there you go. All right, 24 model year Bronco. Currently, only 1,218 unscheduled retail orders in the order bank. The order banks are still open for the 24 model year for most of the trim levels. Everglades is done. It's balanced out. Heritage Limited 4-doors and Heritage Edition 4-doors are balanced out. I believe even Heritage Limited 2-doors even balanced out. And now in here it does say for the first, and then the 2-door Heritage Edition, though, is open, the regular Heritage Edition. So there you go. Note in here, it says they're scheduling this week for the weeks for October build dates for Raptor and Heritage Limited orders only. So Heritage Limited's not balanced out. If you have a 2-door, then it can get scheduled. Let's see here. Bronco Heritage Edition Limited are balanced out for 24 model year. Even though it says they're scheduling this week. I'm not sure about that. Anyway, I think that's 4-doors. So I think they're only scheduled for 2-doors. And then update effective on Tuesday, July 30th. Dealers can put some of their stock orders into Priority 99 if they need to. And then also limited availability for the beadlock wheel that's optional on the Raptor. So if you want to get a Raptor one scheduled, you might want to look at the non-beadlock wheel there. All right, next up, 24 model year Mach-E. There's currently 23 unscheduled retail orders in the order bank. The order banks all are open up for the 24 model year. They are scheduled this week for the weeks in October. And limit availability for the Mach-E Select, rear wheel and all-wheel drive, as well as for the Mach-E GT as well. And exhausted availability for the extended range battery and the premium rear-wheel drive and all-wheel drive. So sounds like to me they're struggling right now. So just only 23 unscheduled retail orders, though. So should be okay there. Man, my allergies. Sorry. 25 model year Explorer. Currently only 197 unscheduled retail orders in the order bank. The order banks are open up for the 25 model year. They are not scheduled this week. And so that's no real information. Usually when not scheduling, they don't tell you any other issues they're having with constraints or anything because they're not scheduling, so that's not really considered. All right, next up, 24 model year Expedition. Currently 426 unscheduled retail orders in the order bank. Order banks are still open up for the 24 model year, and they are not scheduled this week either. Next up, 24 model year Maverick. Currently only 1,634 unscheduled retail orders in the order bank. So, which is pretty good. Order banks are closed for the 24 model year, and except for stock, ordering can still be done for dealers through 9/5. But the order banks are open up now for the 25 model year Maverick. And of those 1,634 unscheduled retail orders in order bank, 84% are XL. So that's 1,372 XL orders still in the order bank. So we'll see if they get scheduled. We'll keep our eye on that. All right, they are scheduled this week for production dates in October. They are needing some all-wheel drive Lariat orders, they said, to help with production. So if you're one of those that has a 24, it's a Lariat all-wheel drive, good news to you. Let's see here. Key date. I'm reading some of the notes because some of it has to do with 25 model year. So limited availability for the 2.0 EcoBoost engine, believe it or not. Also, the black appearance package was optional on the XLT, is also limited availability, and then in the Lariat as well. And then exhaust availability for the XL version, the XLT version, and the machine face bright aluminum wheel. So there you go. So they need some Lariat orders really bad. All right, next up, 24 model year Ranger. Currently 846 unscheduled retail orders in the order bank. Order banks are open up for the 24 still. They should be closing soon, I think. They are scheduling this for the month of October dates. They are scheduling Raptor orders only this week, which I thought that's what they did last week. But it does say limited availability for the forged capable wheel. That's the optional Raptor wheel there. All right. Next up, 24 model year Super Duty. Currently 12,640 unscheduled retail orders in the order bank. The order banks are open up still. For 24, we don't have any news. A lot of people are going to ask me that. What about 25 model year? Still no news on that. Haven't had any update. Typically, we won't, if we haven't seen anything yet, unless it's a dealer news update, then we won't see anything until the beginning of the month when they do their wholesale with the dealers. And then sometimes they'll let us know what the plan is for that month. So they are scheduling a Kentucky truck plant for the weeks of 9/16 and through the week of 10/7. And at Ohio assembly plant for the weeks of 9/30 through 10/7. And then it says new enhancement effective 8/20. All 24 Super D XL and XLT orders will be excluded from wholesale availability. Oh, that's just for dealers. They're really trying to get dealers to keep putting in those XL orders. And there for a while they required them, and now they're trying to encourage dealers by saying that they won't be considered in their, if they still have them on their lot for wholesale. But sorry, Ford, but dealers, they just don't want these XL orders with the 6.8 liter. They can't sell them. Why do we stock something we can't sell? Anyway, I digress. Required orders, same thing. I'm going to skip over that. Limit availability for the F450 and 550 series. Also limit availability for the lug nut cap. That's included on the 17, 18-inch Argent painted steel wheel with the painted hub covers with the 10.5 axle size. Also, really looks like any of the lug nut caps for those bigger trucks are a struggle. This one here is the one that's available on the XL Lariat King Ranch Platinum 4x4 F250s and 350 single rear wheels with the 10.5, 11.6, and 11.8 axles, as well as the one available on the King Ranch F250 dually 4x4s with the 10.5, 11.8, and 12.4 axles. So sounds like a supplier issue here on a lot of this, and which is, I think, some of the issue on 450s as well. Heavy duty alternator, which is standard on the XL gas. So you want to make sure you change that out. That's all I have on that. But anyway, there you go. All right, next up, 24 model year F-150 is currently 4,974 unscheduled retail orders in the order bank. The order banks are closed for a retail 2024 order. The stock ones are still open for dealers that have allocations but don't have retail orders. And the order banks are opening up Monday as well for the 25 model year F-150. Not really much changes from I know. We haven't seen anything yet, but it's not a refresh year. So I don't think we're going to see a lot of changes to the 25 model year. For this week, they are scheduling for the weeks of 9/30 through the week of 10/14 for those 3 weeks. Heads-up display is still restricted. So they're saying if you have like a Tremor, Lariat, or Platinum, if you want to get your selected to choose that 401A, 501A, or 701A package if you want to get scheduled, because the heads-up displays are a problem there. Let's see what else. Limited availability for the hybrid engine. So the black onyx leather that's available on the Tremor 402A, as well as the 275/60 R20 all-terrain tire that's standard on the STX 200A, Lariat 501A, 502A, and included in the black appearance package for the XLT, as well as the Lariat black appearance package, and the Platinum, which is standard black appearance package. That'd be the 701 and 702, but not the 703. And then the all-season tire, the 245/70 R17, that's standard on the two-wheel drive XL as well. All right, that's all I have on that. Last is a 24 model year Transit, currently 4,041 unscheduled retail orders in the order bank. The order banks are still open up for the Transit. We don't have any dates for 25 model year yet. They are scheduled this week for the week of 10/7. They are needing some low roof versions to keep production levels high. Transit orders with the Transit Trail will not be selected for scheduling this week. Limited availability for the low roof van, even though they're asking for, they're needing a low roof cargo versions, not just the regular van. And then the 12 passenger seat configuration. So no note about the screens like that was last week. So there you go. There's that. So if you're watching the recorded video on Wednesday, put your comments down below. But if you're watching it live, we can take your questions right now.